Hey, it's Julie. We're back. A little yoga. This is a short flow. If you have blocks, that's great. If you don't worry about it. Follow along the best that you can. We're going to start right here in a downward facing dog. Have your hands really wide. Index fingers are forward. Your hands are about the width of the mat. Index fingers are forward. Creases of the wrist are forward. It's good to look and check to see that that is set up correctly for yourself. And then your feet, when you look back, are about hip width distance, not the width of the mat, right? Bend a little behind the knees if you feel like your hamstrings are tight, your lower back feels sensitive. And then really firmly press into the mat. Feel the lift of your hips. Let your head go. And what you really want to feel is your outer arms kind of hugging in and the lift of those hips pulling you up off of the shoulders. We never want to dump down into our shoulders. Activate your legs, activate your arms. Don't make this too complicated. Good, and then roll forward to a plank position. Stack your body nicely. Your gaze is really helpful. So if you look forward a little bit to the edge of your mat, it's gonna be great. Broaden across the upper shoulder blades and be okay with taking modifications. So if you want to drop your knees down here, totally fine. You can do that for every single plank or chaturanga that we take in this little flow. So I'm just showing the plank as is. Contract the thighs, pull the waist up. And I'm talking, so it's hard for me to breathe through Ujjayi breath, but your best bet is inhale through the nose through the back of the throat. And then exhale also through your nose through the back of the throat. Now bring a little bit more weight forward. I haven't forgotten about you. Bring your weight forward. You're still in plank. Feel the firmness of the ground holding you up. Good. Draw your right knee in towards your navel, like your shin and your knee is going to come in between your biceps. Good. Hug it in a little tighter. Press a little bit more. You should feel this in your belly, your outer arms firming in, your back left leg engaged. Slide the right leg back so it hovers. Bring the right foot down, plank, hold. Hug your left knee in, do the left side, hug it in, keep looking forward. Grip the mat. Slide the left leg back, plank position, downward facing dog, hips press back. So we're gonna do it a few more times and we're just gonna add a little bit more pep. Roll forward to plank, stack your body, hug your right knee in, slide the right leg back, plank, left knee in, left leg back, plank, pause, right knee in, right leg back, plank, left knee in, left leg back, plank, right knee in, right leg back, plank. These can be done from a down dog as well if this isn't working. Left knee in, left leg back, plank, right knee in, keep moving, right leg back, plank, left knee in, left leg back, plank, downward facing dog. Start to walk your hands to your feet. Keep your feet hips width distance. Bend behind your knees as much as you need and then fold over yourself. And if you want to make this a little less passive and a little more active, grab onto the backs of your calves and just fold yourself in half. Let your head go. Lift your hips up off your shoulders. Good, and your other alternative is to hang and ragdoll. If your lower back is sensitive, bend your knees more. Let go of your hands, walk your hands back out, plank position, bend your elbows in half or drop your knees, chaturanga. Re-straighten your arms to a plank position, hug your right knee in, slide it back to a plank, left knee in, same thing, like a little mountain climber, left leg back plank, try not to move too much, right knee in, right leg back plank, keep looking forward, left knee in, left leg back plank, right knee in, right leg back plank, left knee in, left leg back plank, bend your elbows, chaturanga. Keep looking forward, straighten your arms to a plank, downward facing dog. This time start to walk your feet to your hands. Long spine on the inhale breath, bend behind your knees as much as you need. Exhale, fold, root to rise, come all the way up, anchor your feet, draw your hands to prayer. Drop your arms, get grounded, reach your arms straight up. Dive in half over bent knees. Bend as much as you need. Come to the fingertips, long spine or hands to your shins. Works great. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms by your side body. Anchor your feet, slide your arms straight up. You can look up a little. Dive over bent knees on the exhale breath. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Fold again in half. Root to rise, come all the way up. Anchor. Drag your hands to prayer. We're doing great. Drop your arms. One more. Stretch your arms straight up. Feel your feet on the floor. Dive in half over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Forward fold. Root to rise, come all the way up, reach up with your arms. Keep your feet hips width distance apart, sit into a chair pose. With your feet hips width distance apart, sit into chair. Lift your chest. If your arms don't feel great in this position, just have your arms kind of more in a swimmer's position with the arms straight back. You can experiment with different ways to be in these postures. Hug the shoulder blades in, or the arms could just be up in a regular thunderbolt type pose. Look forward. Drop your feet a little bit more, anchor your feet, shift the weight into your heels, dive over bent knees, forward fold, come to the fingertips, long spine, plant your palms, 2 big steps back to a plank. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Feel before you move any further. Drag the chest through for an up dog. If you're experiencing this, is great. If not, just omit. Downward facing dog, hips press you back. Breathe in. Breathe out, come forward to plank, hug your right knee to your navel, pause. Step the right foot forward and through, tent the left hand, peel the right arm open, easy twist. A block underneath your left hand here is a great option. If you have one, you use it. You can even slide a pillow underneath your hand. Stack the shoulders on top of one another, grip the hips in. The right hip wants to swing out, to hug it underneath you. Press into your right heel, activate your left leg a little bit more. Continue to breathe your Ujjayi breath through the back of your throat. Look up, twist only from your belly button up. Everything else stays as it is. Look down, place both hands to the floor. Just slide your block to the side. Turn your back left foot onto its side. We're setting up from the triangle from the ground up. Scoot your back foot in, turn it a little forward a little. From the ground up, slide your right hand on your shin, your left arm open towards the sky. Block behind your right calf is a good alternative here. Feel your inner and outer thighs working. There's a lot of lift of your lower belly, lift of your side body lifting you up. Your gaze looks up if you can. Breath, the feeling of this, and just maintaining all that as you sustain the posture. Take another big breath in, feel your feet on the floor, feel your inner and outer thighs, draw your navel into the back of your spine, and where can you find lightness? Look down, lean onto your left hand, roll into a side plank Vashisthasana. You can stagger the feet, you can stack them on top of one another. You can drop your bottom knee, lift from your belly, lift from your waist, ground your left palm, firm your left arm, your biceps in, lift and stack the hips. Heating up from the inside out, look down, right hand to the floor, plank position to a chaturanga, optional. Drag your chest through for an up dog. You point your toes if you're taking, shoulders down the back, downward facing dog, hips press back. Come forward to plank, drag your left knee in, give a good little squeeze, slide the foot, get it forward and through. The back knee can always drop, block underneath your hand is great here if you want. Stack the shoulders, easy twist from the ground up. Your left hip and glute want to swing out. That's just the nature of our body. So grip it underneath you. Scissor the legs together. Grow bigger with the ball of your back foot. Twist from the belly up. So from your belly button up, that part of your body is where the movement is happening. Everything else stays nice and in place. Take another big breath. The more you breathe, the more you'll feel. Look down, place both hands to the floor, set up the triangle from the ground up. So first turn your back foot into a triangle leg. The leg goes completely straight and angled. Then you begin to straighten from the floor up, hand to your shin or to a block to the outside of your calf. Right arm reaches up. Anchor your feet, lift from the waist. And think about creating a series of triangles in your body. How do you do that? Stack the shoulders, anchor your feet a little bit more. Scissor the inner and outer thighs together. Draw your belly in, lift the side of your body and your waist, and then look up. Stay with your breath. Take another big breath in. Look to the floor. From here, place the right palm, immediately roll into a Vashisthasana side plank. Find a modification that works for you. Stack the 2 feet on top. You can take the front foot in front. You can drop the bottom knee. Look up towards the ceiling and notice if your top hip wants to roll back. If it does, take it forward a little. Stack the 2 shoulders, ground. Lift up a little higher. Look down, left hand to the floor. Plank position, lower halfway to a chaturanga. Pull your chest through for an up dog. Point your toes. Take a downward facing dog, hips press back. Slide your right foot in between your hands, turn your back foot onto its side, circle open warrior 2. So come up into this big bold pose. Set yourself up so you're heel to heel or heel to arch. Turn up the inner part of your thigh to the outside of your baby toe. Spread across your collarbones so your arms are really long. And then fix your eyes. Your drishti, I'm looking right at you, but you can look forward over your right hand. Your palms can face open or the palms can face down. Either way works. Feel the side of your body really lifted. The feet press into the floor and you hold. Last little bit here. Heating things up. Drive the right heel, anchor and press your left foot into the mat more. And then go ahead and tip so your right hand comes to the outside of the foot. Arm to the top of the thigh is a great alternative. I'm gonna go with a block to the outside of the foot. It's a medium level. Top arm can reach up and forward or just straight up towards the ceiling. I'm gonna go with that option today. That feels good to me. Anchor the feet, and there should be a little movement so you can turn your ribs towards the ceiling. Keep gripping your right hip underneath you. Feel your feet press into the mat. Few breaths right here. I have a tented right hand. Sometimes I find having the whole palm flat is going to drive me right into the shoulder girdle. So experiment with how your hand can be so it's light, but it's effective. Stay with your breath wherever you are. Look down, circle both hands. The left heel automatically peels up. I'm just going to move my block forward. The right foot's at the center of the mat. The hands are tented and the back heel is lifted. I'm going to float my left foot forward and slide it in front of my right. So now I'm crisscrossing at my ankles. My baby toes touch. I have a little space between my heels. I'm going to bend significantly behind my knees and then fold. Lift the hips up. You can always slide blocks underneath your hands here if you feel like you're compromising your low back. I have plenty of students that need to use a lot of blocks to bring the floor to them. Perfectly fine. You should feel a stretch coming from the outer part of your thigh right now. You can play with where your hands need to be. Some people like to walk a little to the right. That's cool. But don't take your whole body with you. If you took a little walk, come back to center. Keep your right foot pinned straight. Take the block on its highest setting underneath your right hand. Right foot stays grounded. Right hand goes to the block, left hand to your hip. Unraveling into a half moon. Different way to get into this today. Stack the body. Find your balance. Be okay with maybe falling out. Spark up your top toes. I know for most of us, keeping that right foot forward is the challenge. Contract from the thigh bone. Lift your waist. Whatever you're adding into this, go for it now. Shavasana, some of you just love that pose. You can add the back bend. Kick behind you for that back bend. Then make sure you're not kicking up towards the ceiling. Where can you grow a little lighter? Maybe coming to 3 fingers or 2 fingers. Maybe bringing your bottom hand to a prayer. Wherever you are, find your way back to a half moon. Bring your gaze, also known as your drishti, down. Left hand comes to the floor. Left foot slides to meet next to right at the top of the mat. Sit big into chair pose. Weight goes into your heels. Slide your seat back, dig your heels into the mat, hands come to a nice prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow and twist to the right. Keep dropping your seat to get into the pose. Look up towards the ceiling and the spine stays long. Dig the heels into the floor. Open up your arms. If you want a little bit more, stay here. The breath continues to flow. The drishti finds one spot to focus on. Drop your seat. Keep that leg glued the way they are. Pull yourself back around to chair. Feel the burn in your thighs and your legs. Press all the way up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Go out and up with your arms. Look up. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Come to your fingertips, long spine. 2 big steps or a light float to a chaturanga. Pull yourself through an up dog. Point your toes. Take a downward facing dog. Step your left foot in between your hands. Turn your right foot onto its side. Circle open warrior 2. Set yourself up here. Tailbone drop. Really big with the arms. The right foot turns forward just a little bit so the thigh bone and the hip can go with you. And then your goal right here is just to get grounded and stand up as straight as possible. Broaden across the arms and chest. Find a point to focus on. Turn the inside of your left thigh bone to the outside of your left baby toe. Sit deeper. Draw your belly in. And where can you just explore in this posture? Sometimes it's just by less thought and really just letting your body feel the pose. Keep the shape of your legs. Try not to move them at all. Find your variation of extended side angle A. I'm going with the medium size outside a foot, but by all means, rest your arm on the top of your thigh. Trying to be consistent today, so right arm reaches up, taking it up and forward, up to you. Grip your left hip underneath you. Turn up your belly towards the ceiling and then see if you can look up. There should be a little space between your side body and your left thigh. So if all your body weight is dumping down, you're going to be in trouble. Find the lightness in the hand, however you can do that. Keep gripping your left hip in. Anchor your right foot, press more into the mat. Fire up your right thigh bone. Lift a little bit more. 2 more breaths. I feel what you're feeling. I'm with you. Look down, right hand to the floor. Thank gosh. Come to your fingertips. You're just in this tight, low lunge. Left foot stays to the center of your mat. With your weight, move it forward. Shift your right foot so it slides in front of your left. You're crisscrossing at the top of your feet at the top of your mat. Baby toes touch, separation between your heels. So your right shin is in front of your left. Come to your fingertips, bend behind your knees, and fold over yourself. And then if you want to take a little walk, go left, but keep your seat nice and long. Don't take your hips with you. Your hips should stay stacked over you. So it's just a little movement. Come back to center. Keep your left foot grounded. Reach for the block. Place it enough out in front of you that it's underneath your left shoulder. It's about 6 to 12 inches roughly. And then peel yourself open into your half moon. You have to kind of fuddle through this. It's a different way of getting in. Stack your body. Float your right arm up if you want more. Spark up your right toes. And then play in the posture, however that works for you today. Side of your body is really lifted. And then I'm going to challenge myself to get lighter and look up. If you're adding that Chopasana, that back bend, go for that now. It should happen naturally. And if you fall, you try again. If you took the bind, release into a regular half moon. Regular half moon. To get out, we'll stay safe. All look down together. Right hand comes to the floor next. Square your hips. Then step your feet together. Then we sit. Chair pose. It's big. It's bold. Hands come to a prayer at heart center. Inhale the breath. Hook the elbow and twist. And the tendency here is that the knees want to slide past one another. That actually comes from the hip. So see what you can do to try and keep evenness to the lower half of your body. Good. Weights in your heels, twist and then look up. Shins drag back. We're still doing it. We're still here. Be patient. Pull back around to chair pose wherever you are. Really dig those heels into the floor. Yeah. Press up to stand. Draw your hands to prayer. Reach your arms out and up. Look up. Dive in half over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Plant your palms. 2 big steps gets you to the back. Halfway down to a chaturanga. Pull yourself through an up dog. Point your toes. Take a downward facing dog. Hips press back. Bring your feet together to touch. Lean onto your left hand for a second round of side plank today. I'm going to work into a side plank with a tree. If this is unavailable to you, don't do it. Just take a second round or a modified variation. Press the foot into the side of the leg. Try to avoid pressing the foot into the inside of the kneecap though. Yeah. External rotation of your thigh. Reach up. Keep the tree, look down, right hand comes to the floor. I'm now in plank with a tree. So if you'd like to join, plank with a tree, external rotation, press. Right knee then floats to the outside of your right tricep, kind of like a dog at a fire hydrant. Keep looking forward. Hug your knee straight in. Step your right foot forward. Activate your back leg, root to rise, high lunge. Drop your back knee if you need a little extra support today. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow, and twist. Look up, scissor the thighs together, squeeze in. Activate your back leg a little more. Good, take another big breath. Really grip those hips in. Bring more weight forward into the ball of your foot. Good, then look to the floor, plant the palms. Scooch your left foot in enough that the foot anchors, but they're hips width distance, so the width, almost the width of the mat, close to that. Come to the fingertips, long spine, bring your hands to your hips. Come halfway up and pause. Feel like someone's got you by your hips. Pull your hips like back towards the back wall. Slide your left arm forward. Take your left hand, place it into the front of your shin. Take your right hand on the flat part of your back. Stay up a little higher today. Steer your hips back. Twist your belly, twist your ribs, look up. If you like, you can take your right arm and stack it up towards the sky, but totally unnecessary for a lot of us. Keep lifting from the ground up. Draw the belly in. Big breath in. Anchor your feet. Draw the navel to the back of the spine. Twist open. Take one more big breath. Look to the floor, plant the palms, step back plank. Lower halfway, chaturanga. Pull yourself through an up dog, point your toes. Stay close to the floor, re-roll your toes, bend your elbows, chaturanga. Press up plank, your drishti stays forward. Slide your feet together to touch, lean onto your right hand, side plank. Add the tree if it's in your practice. Modify if you need to. Sometimes you even need to use your hand to get the foot in there, right? Lift your waist up, draw the navel in, stack the shoulders on top of one another. Keep the breath flowing. Keep the tree legs, plank position, pause. Let the left knee really activate and roll open, and then float the knee to the outside of the side. Don't worry, the side to the outside of the left elbow. You know what I mean? Yeah, lift it up a little higher, then hug your left knee in. Step your left foot forward. High on the ball of your back foot, root to rise, high lunge. Lift your waist, sit into your left thigh, reach up with your arms. Activate your back leg, drop your back knee. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale, hook the elbow, and twist. Lean back a little bit. Feel the ball of your back foot really press into the mat. The leg is strong or the knee can be down. Twist the belly, twist the ribs. Scissor the thighs together. Look up. Things are really heating up here. I'm nice and warm. So breathe and enjoy the feeling. Take another big breath in. Look down, place both hands to the floor. Scooch your back foot in. It's about hips width distance and about 3 feet. Come to the fingertips along spine, hands to your hips, halfway up, and pause. Steer your left hip back, activate your right leg. Reach your right arm forward. Get grounded here. Hand to your shin. The upper part of the shin is what we're looking for. Hand on the flat part of your back. Stay up a little higher today. If you want to use the block, that's fine. Just giving you an alternative. Lift the belly, lift the ribs, stack the 2 shoulders. You can slide the left arm up. Breathe. I'm just going to keep my hand on the flat part of my back to keep me in check. Anchor the feet. Press a little bit more from the ground up. Use that stability. Create some more intensity for yourself from there. Another big breath. Twist open. Good. You're going to bring your dritsi down, hands to frame your front foot. Walk your left foot to the center of the mat. Okay, so now you're kind of on a tightrope. I want you to do that for a reason. Bring your hands to your hips, come the rest of the way up. Good. So you're going to bring your arms up, straight up towards the sky. The legs are still split apart about 3 feet. Right, it's a little tighter and a little closer. Left foot's in the center of your mat. Wrap your right arm. Now, if this is unavailable for you, eagle arm, just take your hands to prayer. Wrap your right arm underneath your left arm. Bend into your front thigh like you're sitting in a half chair. Wrap your right thigh around. Eagle pose. Squeeze the legs, squeeze the arms. Drop down into an invisible chair. So your seat drops. Your shin drags back. The weight is in the heel. Lift the elbows up and then squeeze everything real tight. Release, find the other side. Just go right for it. So now your right arm's going to drop, left arm's going to wrap under. Nope, right arm. Already did that side. Left arm, sorry, left arm under, left leg over. That's it. Wrap the arms, wrap the legs. Squeeze nice and tight, and then drop down. See if you can get a straight line of energy the best that you can. Weight is in your heel, shin drags back. Your gaze is forward. Once again, this can be done with hands in prayer. Totally cool if the shoulder is aggravated. Sit a little deeper. Good, so listen carefully. To get out, you're gonna unravel your arms. Good, unravel your legs. Sit like you're in a chair pose, like a deep chair. Really sit, like deep chair, deep chair, deep chair. Lower all the way down. You're gonna go into a version of boat Navasana that works. Catch the sides of your thighs. Grab onto your big toes, the sides of your feet, lift your chest. I'm gonna go bent knees, feet flexed, arms up. I'm gonna really work on driving my front of my thighs towards my navel. I'm thinking less about depth, but more about the form and really keeping myself out of the lower back. Good, start to lower all the way down. You're gonna go into a low boat. Now, if this is unavailable to you, the alternative is to keep the legs up at a 90-degree angle and the arms driving forward. Back of the neck and the shoulders are gonna be lifted. Good, so now you can lower your legs if you're looking for more intensity and hover. Stay with it, breathe. Hug the knees in, give them a big squeeze. Take the feet directly to the floor. Lift the tailbone up, clasp the hands, find a bridge. Slide a block underneath your low back if you prefer that. Anchor your feet into the mat. Lift a little higher. Exhale the breath, lower that. Take a breath in. Take a breath out, reset to go again. If you want to go and explore a full wheel, you'll flip your palms at this point, bring the chin to the chest, big breath in, lift up. I'm just going to repeat second set bridge, trying to get my shoulders a little bit more underneath me. Press down into the mat to lift higher. Feel the feet on the floor. Exhale the breath. If you went all the way up, tuck your chin first. Lower yourself down. Let the tailbone hit the mat. Hug the knees to the chest for a second. Just release that. Then go ahead and take the left foot, bend the left leg in half, cross the right ankle over the edge of the left knee, lift the leg up, grab below the kneecap or underneath the thigh. Either way works for me today. Flex the foot, soften the shoulders, it's ankle to knee on your back. Keep feeling like you're pressing your right thigh away from you and drawing your left knee in. Actually, if I was near a wall, I could take this left foot and press it right up against the wall to encourage my right thigh to really drive open. If you're looking for a hamstring stretch, you can straighten your left leg up towards the sky while you do this and kind of get two things at once. Good. If the leg went up straight, rebend it. So before you just pop out of this pose, you're going to go ahead and work deeper. Take your right thigh, wrap it like your legs are crossing under a table. If you have no idea what I'm doing, just continue to hold. This is like a backwards butterfly. I'm grabbing my right hand around the outside of my left foot and left hand to the outside of my right foot, and then pulling my feet apart. If you can't get hold of your feet, grab more closer to your shins. Draw the shoulders, relax the neck from the neck to the lower spine down. This is an outer thigh stretch, and once you figure it out, it's fantastic. Release, take both feet down to the floor. Now we'll take the other side. So the left leg bends, the right leg is gonna cross, you're gonna come up. I'm getting all backwards today. Left leg bends, right leg comes up, grab below the shin, grab behind the thigh. I'm gonna go with that one. External rotation, start basic. Some days you don't know what day it is. Some days you don't know your right from left. And we just deal with it. Straighten the right leg up, totally fine. So I'm getting the IT band, I'm getting the hip opening and the hamstring release all at once. Keep feeling that left foot really flexed and driving that left thigh bone towards away from you. So you're getting a rotation open. Good. If the leg of the right leg went up, rebend it. And then remove the hands, or just stay as you are if this is what you're choosing to do. Wrap the left thigh over the right thigh, kind of like the legs under the table. And then hands grab to the opposite ankles or feet. And then you want to pull your feet apart. Feel your lower back press down into the mat. Unravel, hug your knees to your chest, give them a big squeeze in. I'm just gonna reach for my block to supine twist here. Grab the block, place it in between the thighs, the long direction. Lift my feet a little to the left, drop my knees a little to the right, using my right hand to encourage my left thigh. Hips and knees are in the same alignment here. Drop the left shoulder, look over towards the left shoulder a little bit. And then coming to center, keep squeezing that block. If you have it there, drop the knees a little left, your body to the right, and then you can look softly to the right. Come up to center, remove the block, give your knees a nice adequate squeeze in, and then release and set up for Shavasana, complete rest right here. Separate your feet, separate your arms, palms facing open. Take a big breath in through the nose, and then a full exhale breath out. Let go of that Ujjayi breath and let yourself just kind of fall into the mat. For the sake of this practice, I'm just going to sit myself up nice and tall. You're welcome to stay as long as you need in your Shavasana, sitting up in a seated position whenever it is that you are ready, and feeling the effects of today's practice on your body, your mind, your spirit. The hands are going to come to prayer. Just have some closure for yourself, some gratitude that you were able to do what you did. Bow your head, lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. Catch me next time, and I'll catch you next time too.